Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Brian here. I'm back at you with another short, little, easy coding challenge in JavaScript. So, this challenge, what they're going to do is give us a number in and an input array. And it says the output should tell us whether the input array is a permutation of the numbers 1 through n or not. So, if this was the input array, yes, 1, 2, 3, and 4, or this array makes up a permutation of the numbers 1 through 4. Okay, but this one, on the other hand, does not, because for one, the number 1 would be missing, so it can't be a permutation of 1 through 3, but also because there's an extra 2 there, it also wouldn't be a permutation of the numbers 1 through 3. So it would return false. Alright, so the way I'm going to solve this one is I'm going to first take our input array and I'm going to sort it. So for this one, it'd be, after sorted, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll just loop through from 1 through 4, and we'll say, is the first position 1? Is the second position 2? Is the third position 3? Is the fourth position 4? And if all of those pass, then we can say that yes, the input array was a permutation of 1 through n. Alright, so you can see here I've already written the code, short little 17 lines. So the first thing we do is sort the array, right? So we have our input array, and so you'd think maybe since it's just an array of numbers, you could, JavaScript has a function for that, right? So we'll just do input array.sort. But as it turns out, if you look into this a little bit, here's a Stack Overflow. Why can't JavaScript sort an array of numbers? And this is answered many times, but it basically comes down to JavaScript sorts alphabetically. So if this was an array of alphabet characters or an array of strings, this would work, but as you can see, like the number 5 would be 10 would be classified as lower than 5 because the 1 is lower than 5, and it looks at the 1 first. 1 is lower than 5, so it says 10 is lower than 5. So the way you have to do this, you basically have to pass the sort method a helper function. And so I have this other little detail here. It says like the sort method will produce incorrect result when sorting numbers. You can fix this by providing a compare function. See the parameter values. So the sort function, the array.prototype sort function, takes an optional function that defines an alternative sort order. And so this is like how they typically do it. This is like the shortcut method of doing it. But so basically what you want to do is give it this function that will return either a positive, a negative, or a 0 value. So for instance, if you use this function here, comparing 40 to 100, so A is 40, B is 100, you're going to return 40 minus 100, which gives you negative 60. So a negative value means that the first one is lower than the second one. Alright, so guys, look into that, and I'll put a link here so you can kind of research that a bit on your own if you don't know it already. But okay, so basically this is a more verbose sorter function. It does the same thing. If A is less than B, it returns a negative number. If A is greater than B, it returns a positive number. Otherwise, they're the same, so it returns 0. So we're just going to pass our input array, use the sort method with our sorter helper function, and after that we'll have a sorted array that we store in sorted array. So like I said, we're going to loop through every element, and if the element at that position is not the I value plus 1, since the I is going to start at 0, right? And our arrays are going to be, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that for our example. Then, so if they're not the same at any point, then we're going to return false, and that'll be the return value of our isPermutation function, and that will answer the problem. Otherwise, if we get all the way through the loop and we never return false, then return true, because yes, it is a permutation. So I ran the sample tests on here, and for example, when the input array was 1, 2, 3, 4, and n was equal to 4, just like their example here, it was 1, 3, 2, 4, sorry. Yes, we got our expected value, and the same for all the other samples. So you can see this code works, so we'll go ahead and submit it. And yes, we got it. Alright, good job guys. I'll see you next time. Look out for more JavaScript coding challenges coming soon.